You're watching The Mic Check, on every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
And hey, everybody, welcome back to The Mic Check, and welcome back to myself. I've been on vacation, so I have not been back in a week, but it's been good. I'm well rested and ready to perform. So John is also ready to perform, and he's ready to dive in and take it first. So take it away, John.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play, Nintendo Switch, rated T for teen. How about Nathan?
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. Devin.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. Andrea, which one is it?
Either.
Okay.
Get to choose.
Andrea's fine. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. Leonard?
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. John Knowles.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. Michael.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. Patrick.
Thank you for not making me follow John. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. Russ.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. I don't know who's left. Leonard.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's everybody. Right? Unless we had somebody sneak in. No, nobody snuck in. Okay, so that's everybody. Cool. So I guess we're getting into the discussion portion. Let me get that right. Of the mic check. Yeah. Sorry if I have a whole bunch of echo again. This is a completely untreated room, and I'm on my mobile setup here.
You sound pretty decent. Yeah.
This mic is pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself.
Well, that's that
You're
cat,
a little,
isn't it?
you're a little poppy.
Little Poppy. Dang.
You look good, though.
Which mic is it?
This is the Apogee. So it's here.
Oh, fantastic.
Very nice. It sounds good.
It's got a decent
That's a
pickup to it.
USB?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I have it plugged into a I'm on my iPad right now. But anyway, we'll leave the tech talk to a couple of other experts that do that very, very regularly. Today, we're going to go ahead and discuss this game trailer script that we all just read. So let's talk about it. How does this look like it's going to be used? Audio only, audio visual? What is this?
Audio visual. It starts with, there's a lot of visual at the top end of the commercial, and it's a 30-second spot, and this backs up all the visual that it starts with.
Okay, so it is audio visual. The movie trailer style of read, though, puts you as part of the action. So it's not quite a voice under. This is definitely going to be, a full voice read. Now, when you talk about movie trailer style, we have, you gotta narrow that down just a little bit. What kind of movie? Because you have rom-coms that have a completely different feel. You have just straight up comedy movies that have a completely different feel. Obviously, this is more of an action movie with There's more of an action movie feel with words like wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. You know, of course,
I
anybody
don't
who's
think
also
it's a movie trailer though. It's a game trailer.
It's a game
but in
trailer.
movie
it is,
style,
but it
right?
is in it
Okay.
is in the style of a movie trailer,
Because
from what
this
I'm
is a
understanding.
very epic style JRPG. And the trailer style is that of an action movie, and literally the visual for the trailer has somebody playing the game, but as he's playing the game, they're showing stuff that would be in the game happening around him. It's one of those kind of things, but at the same time, it's like just trying to get you as immersed into it as the player is.
Okay. So generally the technique for those is, at least from the last time that I learned it, was close to the microphone, a little bit down low, but all of the extra effects come afterwards. So it's, I guess you could say it is kind of a voice under, at least if you're doing it like an actual movie trailer. But I think something like this with a bunch of action and whatever's going on screen would require some action behind the mic as well. So that means be present in the scene, make it important to you, but don't go crazy with like tons of energy and going super fast. This isn't exciting. This is epic. So think, you know, like an epic style of read, a little bit slower, a little bit more like forcefully stated, I guess it would be. And then it becomes awkward. We say switch and play Nintendo Switch. A little bit of context to that would be nice, but you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. Marketing is marketing.
They're basically trying to market the Switch as much as possible.
Yeah.
This commercial came out of 2017, so it was when the Switch first arrived on the scene. So they were really trying to push that particular system.
Is the switch and play line supposed to get you off of Xbox and Sony PlayStation? Is that the?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the underlying message is, you know, play this on Switch because it's the only place you're going to get it. And then, of course, rated T for teen, that's actually technically a legal read. So you could do that a little bit quicker and a little bit more subdued. So not so, you know, strongly paced.
Yeah,
Rated T for teen.
You know, dealing with the rating for the game.
Yeah. So I guess let's go ahead and get into it. When you think of an epic read, let's go ahead and come up with some words, some descriptions. What are some good words that we can use to apply to this?
Powerful.
Okay, powerful. Any others? No, what about confident?
To mind.
Yep.
Yeah, confident.
Serious,
Confident,
presence,
serious.
confident. Okay.
Chaos. Are doing battle. There's a little chaos in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. This,
I liked what you said as far as being part of the action.
yeah.
Explain that again, Nathan.
Well, I mean, because it is an action, you know, action style RPG, which I have actually played this game, and there is the battles are very chaotic, well organized, but extremely chaotic, and there's a cacophony of noise that goes on. So I mean, it really pulls you in. So it's one of those kind of things where it's like you got to make this well, you're making it immersive.
So it is okay. That's kind of what I
For
was
the
getting.
listener.
Like you're part of the action.
Yeah.
Almost as if you're an in-game character.
Yeah, like you're like
driving
you
this.
are a driver connected to a blade. That's how the
Right.
game works. So.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the first line is definitely supposed to be read with epicness, grandiose, but when I think of the Nintendo brand, it's very cutesy, very maybe geared a little bit towards younger children.
Yeah, they're trying to get
So-
away from that with
Not
this.
the new one. The
Okay.
new one is
Yeah.
So-
if you take a look at
Branding
the
themselves in a
yeah,
way.
if you take a look at the Switch and their switch in branding since releasing it, there are games out on it now that would have never been on a Nintendo system before. A good example of it is the two newest Doom games. Those were released on the Switch, and they were huge releases on the Switch. I think Mortal Kombat 11 was also released on the Switch. I think I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was.
So they become a lot more friendly to that more mature style of audience.
Yeah.
So, are
So
they porting games from other developers onto their system.
They really are. You can find a lot of Steam indies on there.
Yeah.
It's just there's a bucket load of everything, but at the same
Yeah.
time, see, they're trying to get away from their cutesy image
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
go with we're reaching out to a wider audience of gamer.
Let's see.
Yeah, yeah.
So this should
So-
all be read with the same tone.
Yeah, this is a flat trailer. It shouldn't be. I think actually reading it with that sort of more serious tone is kind of what Nintendo wants. They want to
Yeah.
sort of move away from that child-focused, only Zelda and
Yeah.
Mario style of read. The edgiest thing that they used to have was what Metroid. Where you'd be running around and shooting alien creatures on an alien world. Which, sure, I guess you could see that as pretty violent in certain
mean,
situations, but it's
Majora's
got
Mask
nothing
is a
on
bit edgy. So
got nothing on some of the other games out there and on some of the other ones that they're releasing on the Switch too. So I would say that reading it as serious as possible all the way through, keeping that trailer read is going to actually serve you in the long run, particularly when it comes to the Switch's rebranding, Nintendo's rebranding as a whole. So yeah, definitely try to distance yourself mentally if you can from that stereotypical "oh yeah, Nintendo is for kids" idea, because they want to try to separate themselves from that.
The abstract nouns, the short list I was able to come up with: chaos, power, conquest, energy, gravity, overcoming, and victory.
yeah, that fits.
Those are some good ones. Those are some good ones. Once again, make sure to, on your script, if you can, or wherever you're taking notes or whatever the case may be, make sure to add some of these words, something that's going to clue you off, something that's going to keep your mind focused specifically on that feel that you're trying to go for. Because really all that boils down to a particular attitude. It's not necessarily about the sound of the voice, though that does help, particularly in trailer reads. It's also about the attitude that you have when approaching it. You're trying to communicate that. So I would say that there are some specific words. I'm sorry about the background noise. I would say that there are some specific words that need a little bit of extra punch. Some things that need a little bit of extra bringing out when it comes to the script. So in looking at it, what are some things that you think, knowing that we're going for that epic trailer style, would require that little bit of extra oomph, that little punch, that underline, maybe even a little bit of a billboard?
Powerful, living.
Yeah.
Powerful. I liked it. Yes,
Powerful.
I absolutely agree. Powerful, 100%.
I
Living.
actually wrote that on my
Worlds, that's
copy.
the billing.
Yeah, I think Living
Yeah.
Titan Worlds altogether should be, I think you could even almost like do that trailer style where you sort of like punch each word, atop Living Titan Worlds. Each one of them gets its own little like lift on it.
So we can-
Any others?
Throw out wheel the top and two. Because that's all that's left.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Why not? I think that could be a good challenge for this one, is make every single word that's not we'll make every single word at the very beginning, the first two sentences, sound epic. The whole thing. Give it all its importance.
Oh, sorry, 4 words. Blades doesn't really need to get pushed.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to slow down and billboard the important parts. The important parts being Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the product, and Nintendo Switch, the brand. Those need a lift. They need to have some space. During the initial reads, I did hear some maybe moving a little too quickly over those particular things. Those definitely need that lift.
Suggest bracketing Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Just the billboard.
Mhm. Switch and Play, Nintendo Switch. Make sure that they know that. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's probably going to have its own splash screen, right? Like, you've seen this, right, Nathan? You've seen this
Yeah.
commercial?
Yes, I have.
So Xenoblade Chronicles 2, does that have its own splash screen? Does that like show up on screen as the announcer says it, or
really
right
does
after?
right at the capping off of the video. And I mean, they're
Okay.
showing action from the game through the entire thing, and then they, show what the guy's actually playing right at the end of it.
Got it. Okay. Then yeah, like we said before, rated T for teen can go through pretty quick. Does anybody have any questions, any comments, anything I may have missed?
Still
Any other
struggling just
ideas?
a little bit with the whole trailer read thing because I just don't. Yeah, movie trailer, but I just don't think that it's a deeper read given the audience, given the action and everything. I mean, I don't play games. I don't know. I'm just guessing that somebody, that like Russ and Andrea and Nathan have probably got the right voice print for this to get the action and get the right target audience in.
I don't know. It's a fantasy game. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this
I mean,
is, if it's aimed at tweens or teens without their parents' permission, 12-year-olds playing it. It's a fantasy. They want to get there. They want to get in the chaos and the power and all that. So I think your voice is I don't want to follow you.
Actually, honestly, John, your voice is geared for a commercial like this.
Yeah,
I
John,
mean,
you can go on YouTube and all the games release these kind of trailers and you can study in them and your voice is just right in that
and
wheelhouse.
games like this, they do run a little bit of a more movie style trailer. I mean, they really do. I was checking out another trailer for another game, and I mean, it opens up with this really melodramatic voice, telling somebody about their destiny and all this other stuff. And I mean, it's a super long trailer too. It was like 2.5 minutes long. But it's one of those things where it's got that epicness to it, and for a game like this, your voice to voice this trailer, is a good fit.
I guess I'm more coming from the aspect of, you said that is, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I misheard you, but that the voice was kind of like the person who is in the commercial.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to have a middle-aged guy in this commercial.
There is a trailer voice on this commercial, and for something like this, they would definitely hire you in a heartbeat just because.
Let me ask you this: since you've seen it, though, does the voice match the person in?
No, not at all.
That's what I was getting at.
But the game tone is usually, in these types, it's a fantasy. They're usually quests, they're adventures, they're epic quests. They've got some sort of goal that they're trying to achieve. And so it will have that epic tone to it.
I mean,
this is some character wearing armor and carrying a sword and a battle axe in 2 hands.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
So if you will, I mean, if you want to, if you want to associate it with something that you're probably more familiar with, John, you watch TV pretty regularly, right? Or at least occasionally, or movies.
Yeah.
So then you've seen those kinds of trailers on there for like, whatever. I mean, again, I'm so bad at this stuff, but like newer action movies or even horror movies, things like that. Sometimes they have the same kind of feel to them. And with new shows that are coming out that have that, that sort of high fantasy action feel, they usually go for a voice that's very similar to yours. So unfortunately, John, you're cut out for this.
Yeah, John, what are you worried
I'm less
about?
likely
Listen
to
to
get
this
hired for
voice,
something
okay?
like this than you are. Really, really, seriously. I mean, they hear my kid voice and they'd be like, "You voicing this?" Right.
No, it's just a feeling I had based on game, the platform, the rated T for teen, the description that you gave. That's where I was going. That's all.
But for what it's worth, John, I have to agree with you to a point. I really liked Russ's take because it did seem to be a character from that target market that they may be aiming at. They're probably not looking to sell these to middle-aged guys as well as maybe millennials or what have you. And, Russ did give it a different feel. Devin did too, for that matter. Where you and I and some of the others were going for that Don LaFontaine sound,
Well, the thing it is it does have that Don LaFontaine feel to it when they
I hear you.
Commercial. So it's one of those things where just because it says Nintendo, you automatically get this idea that it's a me, Mario, and that it's getting as far away from that as possible and going more for the stuff you'd see on the PlayStation or the Lara Croft stuff, which by the way they are porting Tomb Raider to the Switch now. So that is a big sign that they are competing with the other guys a lot more than they used to. So,
But if this were an audition, I would say why not put it down a second read where you're more of the younger character that like what Russ did.
well, that's actually a good
Why not?
suggestion. Right there.
Yeah.
Doing your second read is that.
Yeah, I would say that would definitely make a better second read than it would have first, because again, sometimes, well, I mean, now when it comes to that kind of marketing, most people are hiring like somebody who could sort of fit that generic, like a more generic tone rather than a particularly targeted tone, because it could be seen as demeaning or as offensive to some people. Like, you know, I want to play an action game, not Crash Bandicoot or whatever. And sometimes that like higher energy, higher pitched sound could be considered a little, to a slightly younger target audience than what they're really going for. So, yeah, I would say definitely you want your first read to be as close to the specs as possible. In this case, more serious movie trailer attitude. I wouldn't necessarily say sound, because it's definitely more of an attitude. And then afterwards, if you want to try a second, go ahead and give it more of that younger, more high energy feel. But I really don't think that that's going to be the take that would be accepted. I don't think that would be hired. But again, it's just personal.
If you're going to do 2 takes, that is a great choice to do because you show your range.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them what you want.
I mean, I wouldn't gear myself down to a 10-year-old to do this because that is my range, but I have also done the voice of God. So literally I have.
So is Morgan Freeman and George Burns, and they're 2 totally different voices.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things where, I mean,
Alanis Morissette, but she didn't speak.
I was talking to somebody about doing voiceover for them, and they're like, well, I want somebody, who could do this. I said, well, I've done the voice of God. And she her eyes popped out of her head. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I can really surprise you with what I can do. So
Mike,
you got a lot of range, that's for sure.
Alrighty then. So shall we get back into the reads? Unless we have any other questions or anything else that may have popped up. Nope. Okay. Right. So let's go ahead. Everybody mute up and let's get back into these reads, starting with John Stafford. John with an H. Go for it.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for Teen.
Okay, opening it up. What did everybody think?
It sounded like you kind of lost energy a little bit when you said the title of the game.
You didn't sound as confident, but it started off strong, but then you didn't sound confident in the name.
Yeah, it's just
because I thought I was going to flub the name again.
Why?
And you did.
I did.
Stop and go back.
Yeah. What you needed to do is just dial back and do another pickup on that second line. But I mean,
So definitely Billboard, the name of the game.
Yeah.
After the first line, it sounded like you're reading.
All right.
Well, it kind of went.
I felt like
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh God, that game again.
I don't know if it was that bad.
Yes,
it sounded a bit like you were stumbling over the name of the game, and that, of course, is not good.
Yeah, I was.
So you're in zone 1. I'd bring your gain down a little bit.
All right.
And not to push it, but as you started to give it more, it started to get a little too much on the mic.
Oh, okay. It's a fairly new interface here, so thinking about switching back. All right. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for Teen.
Okay. What did everybody think of that one?
confidence, but I heard Xenoblades Chronicles.
I did.
Singular blade.
It
I'll take-
felt a little pushed. So keep the same tone of voice and everything else. Just don't try and put as much air into the mic.
Oh, okay.
Let the mic work.
Yeah, I'm actually right on axis with the mic. I should probably turn it a little bit here.
There you go.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Why did I? Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
I want you to try something for me with this next read. Try doing it monotone.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
What everybody think of that?
That actually came out pretty good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with just a little oomph behind it, it'd be really good.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. I
Well,
mean,
that-
the evenness was good.
What I was hearing was the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and the Switch and Play Nintendo Switch. Those two lines followed the exact same arc. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So I think what they're saying is correct. What was that? I can't remember who taught this. It was in a VO Atlanta breakout session or something. And said if you want to get a little more intensity, take your fingers and just kind of squeeze together like that and let that tension in your body come through your voice. Might help on a read like this. If you kept it monotone, it might just give it the punch it needs. But stay in character that you do on the first two lines for the whole read. I'm almost like hearing two different people.
So you heard that much of a switch between
Yes,
Chronicles 2
I-
and
I
Switch and
do.
play?
I do.
Okay. Oh,
I want to add one thing for the next read. For the title of the game, picture a big banner hanging across the street with 3 words and do them individually. Xenoblades Chronicles 2.
okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
You started out pushing it a little bit more than I would have liked, and I think that's where the that's where the issue is coming from with the read right now. At least the issue that I'm hearing is you're starting out wield. You're really pushing it out at the very beginning. Go ahead and just ease into it.
Okay.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Just keep it flat, keep it monotone, but make sure that you give, when you want to emphasize something, just give it a little bit of extra time. So instead of like wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds, wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Like monotone, but lengthen things out when they need a little bit of that oomph. Go for it.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay, so when you reach Switch and play Nintendo Switch, you're starting to vary it up too much. The energy is beginning to die. So that's why I'm saying don't expend all of it at the beginning. Just ease into the read. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play Nintendo Switch. Like keep that character, keep that read going through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
to my ear, at least, staying monotone really helps the read a lot.
So the point of doing the 3 separate words there, what I'm hearing on the title of the game is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which doesn't sound like a banner across the street. So if you hit the 3 words, you're not going to fall off at the end. And you just give them equal billing across the street. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Does it make sense?
With just a little bit of a pause between each of the words.
Yeah, I mean you've got this massive epic game you're giving to the world.
Here's the ironic part. The flatter you are, the more epic you sound.
I'll give you that.
It's really backwards, but it works.
Let that mic do the work. Don't push into the mic.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so dial the melodrama down to something close to 0 while staying intense.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Overall, a much more improved read. What did everybody
Yeah.
else think? At least
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
it was.
that was better.
Best read, yeah.
Definitely.
I just want to do a wild on the title. Everything else I'd keep.
Okay. So, John, go ahead and give us 3 titles in a row.
Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I think B was probably the best of them, in my opinion.
Concur.
So yeah, we'd cut B in, and I think the rest of it was good. Yeah. Again, I guess, yeah, that's sort of that's the irony of sounding, of giving it that epic movie trailer sound, is that whole epic movie trailer sound is really monotone.
Yeah, you gave me something to think about here. I guess
It's going to be a lot more fun for me because I love to be colorful.
Yeah, you're going to have to fight against that.
yeah. Well,
You're
it sounds like
definitely
it's
gonna
your
have to fight
turn,
against
Nathan. So
Yes, it is.
go for it.
Go for it.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
So you started off strong, but then you did what John did actually in his reads, is after Wield Powerful Blades atop Living Titan Worlds, you gave Xenoblade Chronicles 2 like this na, and then you read Switch and Play Nintendo Switch. You imprinted that same read to the remainder of the read. We want to try to keep it as consistent as possible through the whole thing. So give it another go.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
You're doing one other thing, which is on the first line, on the first 2 phrases, you're artificially deepening your voice. And then as it
Okay.
continues, you're coming up into your normal register. I would say do the whole thing in your normal register,
Okay.
and it'll have more power to it.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, just sound a little rushed, but
Yeah, maybe a little bit quick, but the attitude was there. That's the most important part. You sounded the part, and you didn't need to modify the voice. It's really all about the attitude. So go ahead and take what you did, just try to get into that same mindset and slow it down a little bit. You'll be right on top of it.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
All right, opening it up. What did everybody think?
I would
Bueller?
So felt a little rushed.
add a little more color to the Switch and Play Nintendo Switch. Just billboarding the Nintendo Switch piece of it.
Okay.
Did anybody else? Those 2, Nintendo Switch just struck me odd for the whole thing. I love the whole thing. That just kind of stood out as the same.
Yeah, what I think I noticed was, maybe this read because I was more listening. The read before I was watching, he put a smile on his face when he did Nintendo Switch, and that really made it stand out away from the rest of the read.
Okay, that's what happened. I smiled my way through it. Okay. All right. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
That's it. That's the one.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic job. All righty then. Next up is Devin.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
He's got a little gravel in there with that. That was good.
You were a little quick at the very beginning, I think. If you would have slowed down the very beginning, it would have been more on point. At least that's my opinion of it. Anybody else? What did anybody else hear?
Yeah, I think a little slower on the front half, and then Switch and Play Nintendo Switch actually speeded up just a little from what you did.
Okay.
You think about our pronouncing Titan. Instead of
Titan.
Titan.
It was a
instead of
little,
Titan.
it's a little crisp.
Titan.
Titan. The T's almost not there normally.
But
Titan.
you want it crisper, Russ.
I
You're
do.
saying it's not crisp enough faster? Can
Oh, no.
Russ is saying it
No,
needs to
no,
be crisper
no.
or what?
You're on the verge of over enunciating it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By putting that, I mean, you could put the second T, but it's too much, I think.
Titan.
Titan.
Okay. Soften it. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it then? Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Volume boost that a little bit, and you've got it. That's a read. That's
Yep.
a really solid trailer read.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Again, and the thing that you did so well in that read is that you kept yourself to a very narrow pitch range. You didn't fluctuate too high or too low. You did a little bit. That's okay, totally fine. But you kept it to a narrow enough pitch range that gave it that really serious and really movie trailer-esque sound.
Thank you. I've been practicing and working with a coach so that I can bring it down
Nice.
to
And
when I
it paid
need
off.
to.
It's
Yeah,
working.
you applied what you learned
Good.
there, and it worked. That worked out
Yeah.
perfectly. That was a
Thank you.
great read. All right,
Okay, thank
next
you.
up
Next.
is Andrea.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay. Once again, just like with Devin's read, it was a little bit quick on the front end, and I feel that Titan was a little bit over enunciated. Go ahead and soften that second T, so it's more like Titan rather than
Okay.
Titan. But yeah, slow it down just a hair, and let's hear it again. Go for it.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
All right, opening it up. What did everybody else think?
I got nothing. I really
Oh.
like the extra bit she gave Nintendo.
Yeah.
I like your tone. You sound like you could play an Empress character.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's definitely got the very sellable voice tone that they're
Yeah.
booking these days.
I still feel it's a little bit too quick on the front end.
Okay.
I still feel that read was a little too rushed at the beginning.
Yeah,
Again,
don't
try
try to get
to
through it. Just think about what you're saying.
yeah, ease into it. Ease your way through it.
Wield
ahead and give us the
powerful
read.
blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay. I'm not hearing too much of a difference in pace. Did anybody else hear?
Nope. You're not relishing it a little bit.
Okay. Can I just do that half, that line?
Yeah, the top half. Go for it.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay. So you got that first sentence down right. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is mostly dead.
You know,
Or
and now,
too fast too.
I think now you're in your head a little.
Mhm.
Andrea. You said we could say whatever we wanted.
Sure.
Russ made a great comment a moment ago. He said, relish the words. So enjoy what you're saying. The wield powerful blades.
Okay.
You had it on your very first read. It was just the pace was too quick. But now through the direction, you're a little bit in your head and you're like, oh, I got to slow it down and read the words, but you're not enjoying it now. So put yourself back in that world and slow it down and relish what you're saying.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade 2 fast still? Everything too fast?
No, your pace was really good on that one, at least in the first half. Again, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is its own billboard. It needs to have a little bit of room, a little bit of space. Again, that's the title you're trying to sell. So right now, what I'm hearing is something like wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds, Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that? Do you have the second half kind of like falls and dies? Think about where you are when you're saying that first half. You know, I hope you're at least seeing something. I don't know if you're familiar with Xenoblade or with the imagery around Xenoblade. It's very Japanese style high fantasy. So it's all, you know, bombastic. It's huge. It's way out there. And you had that right feel at the very beginning. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, just let that have that same sort of feel that you gave the first half.
Okay.
Do go through the whole thing, not the whole thing, but those two lines, go through them twice. Back to back. Without stop. Just wield powerful blades and Xenoblade Chronicle 2. And then go to the top, wield powerful blades. Just do it through 2 times.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, see, I'm going to take the second half from the first take and take the first half from the second.
And you felt it too. That's why you slowed down. You felt you weren't giving it the power on that, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. A little bit of a Franken take there, but yeah, I mean, again, that's all going to come through practice. So keep joining us, please, and you'll keep getting the practice that you need. But no, you're getting there. It's all about maintaining the feel throughout the entire script. The way that I like to describe it is you're not done until long after the text is over. So you're acting all the way through it. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to maintain that same mindset, feel, and character through the whole script from top to bottom. And it literally, that was the only thing. Like, you had a really good selection for the character. Like, the way that you announced or the way that you formed the words as the announcer in you, man, I am being really, 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 really loquacious right now. The character you chose fit great. You just needed to make sure that it stayed for the whole thing. That's what I'm trying to say. There we go. Brain, work, words. Anyway, time for me to shut up and move on to someone else.
Nice reads.
Thank you.
Leonard, you're up.
Okay, then. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay, what did everybody think?
Definitely more volume.
Yeah, just a little more. Don't change your tone.
Very
Change
hushed.
pacing a little bit on Switch and play Nintendo Switch. That needs a little more life to it.
Okay.
I like the beginning and end.
Anything else? Michael, if we're supposed to hear you, we're not.
I'm practicing. Go ahead and read.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay, how about that? What everybody think?
It sounded very subtle. I don't know if it was his. I don't know if it was his gain or whatever, but he was zone 1, but it still sounded kind of subdued a little bit.
He doesn't look zone 1. I think he looks zone 2. I think you need to be right up on that thing
Okay.
softly.
Okay.
I still personally feel that the pacing is a bit quick. I was hoping it was just the first read that did that, but you've maintained that pacing and it's just too fast.
Okay. Well, let's try it a little closer and slower then. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
You know what you did on that one that you didn't do on the others is the same thing how Nathan started. You artificially lowered your voice and you lost the color to it.
Okay. Anything else, or shall I just try it again without
No, your
quite as low a voice?
tone and pacing was wonderful on that. If you move back up into the resonators, I think you'll nail it.
Okay, well, let's give it a shot. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let me slow down. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Yeah, that was
good.
right on top of it. That was I felt that was a really solid read. What everybody else think?
I liked it.
I liked it. I want to hear one take with you dialing up the emotion from, you're like at a 2 now. Just take it to like a 3, 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, I've been deliberately trying for maximum flatness.
I'm going to help you to add some gravity to it.
Okay.
This is a game where in a DLC branch of the game, members of your party actually die at the end of the game. Not trying to spoil it for anybody, but that happens. It's just like a Japanese anime. So let that add a little gravity to your read.
But not gravity, but not sadness.
Not sadness.
Because
We're happy they died.
I think you're really there, Leonard. Just add a little more life to the.
Yeah.
You surprised me because on the first take, I really thought I was going to hear your normal prosody, and I thought you really nailed the flatness. I just want to just bring a little bit back.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play, Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
I like that. A little more space between play and Nintendo.
Okay.
Just that long.
Make use of that comma.
Now?
Switch and play, Nintendo Switch.
I'm happy.
There we go.
That's great.
Yeah, solid read. Solid read.
Yeah, I like
right.
your treatment of that tagline quite a bit. Some of the others that I've heard, including I think my own, sound like two separate statements. Switch and play Nintendo Switch, but there's sort of a double meaning there. Play Nintendo Switch is the idea, and you tied it together really well.
Yeah.
Just so.
The other thing was that at the time that this commercial came out, they were trying to market the fact that you could undock the thing and play it in handheld mode.
All right. Well, up next is Mr. I'm totally cut out for this, though I question it, Knowles.
Oh, me. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
And I have to follow that.
Go softer.
Oh, come on, Michael. You're cut out for this sort of thing too.
Softer. It was just a little too pushed. I like the process and everything.
It did sound forced.
Okay.
The voice right on, but yeah, I have to agree with Patrick.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Switch and play was a little slow.
Okay.
So I like the gap in between Switch and play, Nintendo Switch, but the gap you put right after Switch, I feel was a little too long.
Okay. So just like Switch and play. Nintendo Switch.
Absolutely, that perfect, spot on. I would cut that in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Now a totally different read.
Yeah, now you're in the game.
No, I'm in the game.
Wield powerful blades.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
That was awesome.
That was fantastic. That sounded like the actual commercial.
Like, no kidding. If those two were your auditions, I don't know why you wouldn't book that.
You would book it for sure.
Okay, I'm trying to think what I did, so thank you.
Your voice was higher for sure.
You gave two totally different reads in gravity, in range, and energy.
You made it bookable. You really did.
Okay, thank you. Next.
That would be me. All right. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Putting it up.
Nothing on that. I really like it.
It seemed like he lost some of the energy, and with the tagline, sort of
With
the same
Switch
thing
and
you were
play?
saying. Yeah, sort of the same thing
Yeah.
you were
Okay.
saying about my read, is that it didn't carry that same energy all the way through.
Okay.
It ended up slightly breathy.
That's what I was
Slightly
gonna say.
breathy.
We're
Okay.
trying
bit,
to,
yeah.
because you're trying to go low. Because I think we all just have a tendency to do it because, Don LaFontaine, I've got to get deep and low here.
I'm actually trying not to go low. I'm consciously trying not to deepen my voice at all.
Yeah.
You have the opposite problem then.
So maybe by going the way you were going softer, you got airy
Okay.
instead of cutting your volume down.
Just do it as Michael.
Oh, so completely apathetic. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Not quite
Switch and
like
play.
that.
Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Can I have a
Whatever.
All right. I'll try it again. Let's see if I can keep full voice on this one. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know.
You
if
could
it
vary
was
the
right.
pacing a little bit. And on rated T for teen, I would make that a little quicker.
Okay.
Give the ratings for every trailer.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
So I signed the same pitch. Okay.
Yeah, so try that billboard thing, the banner across the street. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay.
I think you could almost put a comma after Xenoblade, because that's the title.
Well, Xenoblade Chronicles is the title. Too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Actually, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the entire title. It's that
Okay,
Final
so it's
Fantasy
just that I'm okay. So it's because I'm assigning the same flow of the same pitch progression from the end of the first sentence to the second sentence.
Yeah.
atop Living Titan Worlds. Da da da. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Da da da. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wield powerful blades atop Living Titan Worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
I like that one.
Me too.
I would take your second two lines from your previous read and put them on this one. And the reason is you did what I was trying to do. And that's that play on that words of switch and play, like switch from Xbox, switch from whatever you're doing to this Nintendo Switch. And that was that play on words that really came through on that read just a second ago. I loved that.
Yeah, I really like that second line.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess Frank can take that one. Is there any other changes? Would you like me to try it again in a different way, or is everybody happy?
I thought it was great.
Do it as Nathan Cundiff doing one of his characters. I'm just kidding.
Put yourself in the game like John did.
Oh, so go all pro wrestling announcer on it?
Be in the game. Wield powerful blades atop Living Titan Worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Yeah, you went higher there without without sounding awkward.
It actually
Okay.
sounded very, very comfortable with it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because I'm an actor, and I want people to believe what I'm lying about. All right,
Never
next
played
up
it.
is Patrick. Go for it.
Let's just hope what's in my brain can get out of my mouth. Wield powerful blades atop Living Titan Worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay, so then the question that I want to ask is, what is it that's in your head? What are you trying to communicate? How would you define that read?
I didn't want to it was the emphasis that was in my head that I was hoping to get out. And I'm not certain it came out.
Okay.
It sounded more storyteller.
Yeah. It sounded like you
me.
were going to be like you were opening up the campaign for a Dungeons and Dragons game,
Okay.
rather than a trailer for an action-based game.
Yeah, that would fit more with like maybe even Dragon Quest versus Xenoblade. So
Okay.
Yeah, it felt like, okay, this is what it's about, but I'd like you to feel like you have a little more emotional connection to the fate of this character.
Okay.
You're personally vested in it. It's not you, but you're vested in it.
I think you need to honor the comma a little more online.
You stole my thunder.
Switch and
To,
play Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was pretty flat, but yeah.
Anything
All
else?
right, go for it.
Wield powerful blades atop Living Titan Worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
So you kind of drew out this whole old school announcer style. Wield powerful blades atop Living Titan Worlds, where you sort of dragged out the very end of the sentence a little bit. And I actually felt that could have worked for this, because
do
a lot
too.
of these, what was that?
But not on my delivery.
No. That worked out well for
Uh-oh.
your delivery, actually.
It was
And
different for you.
Dan
Criticizing
rule
himself, yeah.
violation. Can we get a Dan rule violation here?
Red card.
Yep.
Sorry.
Where is it? There we go.
Sorry.
Dan violation.
But you brought
Right.
your voice down and it worked. It didn't sound fake.
I
Kind of good.
dialed up the melodrama maybe a couple notches more than I would have.
Did you say up or down?
It was higher than I would have put it,
Okay.
so flatten it out a bit.
What I liked on that one, Patrick, was it walked that good line of, I'm the announcer, but I'm in the game too.
Mhm.
I felt that energy.
Okay. But you wanted a little flatter? The
Leonard
prop
does.
A little flatter?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
Do it for Leonard.
No, I'd like to see. I'd like to hear it a little bit flatter, but yeah, definitely honor that comma in the Switch and Play Nintendo Switch line.
Did I do it on the last one or no?
Yeah, better.
You
Better.
kind of skipped it over a little bit still,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay, and how was that read?
Much better. I saw the billboard across the street. The banner.
Definitely saw that.
Yeah, you pointed out the billboard across the street. That's great.
Yeah.
I saw it too. We were all in the crowd.
Leonard,
No, but
did
oh,
I
sorry,
get
go
what you were after?
Yeah, I liked it better.
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty much there.
I'm sorry, Michael, what were you going to say?
no, nothing important because I completely forgot.
Okay.
All righty then. Yeah, I think it's good. I think we can go ahead and move on. Russ, you're up.
Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay. What did everybody think of that one?
It kind of sounded a little forced, just a little.
Felt like you were trying to go a little too deep in your range, or maybe, yeah, I think force
That's
is
what
the
I
right
had,
word.
the forced sound. Yeah.
And then I think when you went to the Switch and Play, you kind of did what I was thinking John Stafford was doing earlier. It was a different person than who read the first two lines, and it broke
You're
the.
kind of in a different scene there, I think, though. You know, then all of a sudden you're in the game, and all of a sudden you're promoting Nintendo to me.
Yeah, I did have that thought myself.
But it's the same. But it's the same character doing it. You're right. You're out of the scene, and you're to a, Nintendo Switch logo.
Yeah.
But it's still the same
Yeah.
narrator giving it.
All right.
And don't do the Switch and Play. Don't do that. Wrong game. Like Nathan was saying.
Too cutesy.
Too cute.
Yeah. A little bit too it's
No.
me, Mario, or aha.
All right. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
I like that better, but slow down.
Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Instead of thinking, read Nintendo Switch, but think PlayStation, think Xbox.
What does that mean?
That means, okay, well, you know the kind of games that PlayStation and Xbox are known for,
Oh,
as
okay.
opposed to what Nintendo's been known for the last 30 years. So,
Got it.
There was also a slight pause between Xenoblade and Chronicles. And like the first game title, I think, is Xenoblade Chronicles.
Okay.
So you might want to squish those together a little faster.
Thanks. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
You were artificially deepened on Wield Powerful Blades Top Living Titan Worlds, and then you got to your normal voice on Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Really?
Which worked.
Didn't feel that.
When you were trying to deepen it, it gets a little muffled down here.
Mhm, yeah. It's just hard not to with those words.
Run through the first two twice, and then continue through to Switch and Play.
Try the
First
monotone.
two twice. Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblades Chronicles 2. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblades Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
There's only one Xenoblade.
Xenoblade. It's the Chronicles that are plural. So your ears totally turned off after you heard that.
Oh no, mine didn't.
Okay, so-
Your voice was in there good. You're starting to speed up again.
Hmm.
To slow it down. What did everybody think about the energy and the kind of the up and down?
I say I really enjoyed his cold read because it had so much energy and was different than what everybody else was doing. And so maybe I've got that in mind. So I'm having a hard time buying the gonna deepen my voice sort of a read.
It really sounded like he put himself in the game in his cold read. Like he
Yeah.
was the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree completely. The cold read was a great read, and if he's going to do an audition, that ought to be one, and then what we're playing with right now ought to be another.
Yeah.
I would like to hear that cold read again, though.
Don't know if you've seen Janet's comment. She felt that it needed more energy.
I got more energy. All right, I'm going for the directed read. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
One blade.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need to practice the name of the
Damn.
game. Xenoblade singular
Ow.
Chronicles.
Was it too fast?
It
Give-
could be slower, yeah.
Okay, let me go one more time, and then I'll get it right this time. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Slow it down another
play.
20%.
Switch and play.
Oh, you
Yeah,
don't like
switch
that?
and play. You're getting back over into that,
Yeah.
Yoshi story thing.
It just doesn't go with it's a different character. It doesn't go with the feel of
Okay.
that, what you're doing.
I got it now. Okay. One more time then. Wield powerful. What?
Slow down. Slow down.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
went, okay, one more time.
Yeah, exactly. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen. Oh, Patrick.
You caught it.
Nice. Tyson, you caught
Yeah.
it. You caught it and fixed it real
Very good.
quick. That was good.
Yeah.
But
Keep
yes,
pace.
One of my deals. Cool.
Now, if I may throw a wrench in the whole thing.
Sure.
Your pronunciation, the way that you delivered Xenoblade Chronicles 2 threw me off. And again, I was hoping it was just one or two times you did it, but it's every time. Xenoblade goes down. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's how you've been delivering it. I would have personally, and I'm not going to force you to do it again. I think you've given us a really, really solid read, and this is just a nitpick. I would have liked to hear that, all together. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Just that's all one main idea.
let me
It
give you
seems
that.
like you broke everything up. Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Is
Yeah,
that flat?
I
Flat
prefer
enough?
that. Well, it's not that it was flat.
that's
It
the
felt
comment
coherent.
That was
Oh, okay.
it was the question you asked earlier, Russ, and it was the comment Andrea made on your first read.
Mhm.
It was that it's not Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it's Xenoblade Chronicles number 2.
Okay.
And so that was still in your head.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the way I heard it up front, so it's tough to get out of.
Yeah, it sounded like you put a colon in there. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Well, it would sound cool if that were the way it were supposed to.
I like it better, Mike.
So get your head on the colon.
Well,
we don't have to cut that, I guess.
Well, anyway, Vincent, would you like to give us a read?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would like to.
All right. Well, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, documents. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
Okay, opening it up. What did everybody think?
Just slow down a little bit, Vincent, because it's a little punctuated still, which is in your natural speaking style, right?
Yeah.
But part of voice acting is being able to control that and change your speaking style and be able to adjust. So you're self-aware of how you speak. You'll become more self-aware as you continue to train, and be able to adjust that tempo and that pacing. So we're kind of hearing wield powerful blades atop living titan worlds, and you need to be able to just smooth it all out together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Does that
Like.
make sense, and is it helpful?
Okay. Okay. I could try. I could try that. Like. Yeah. Yeah. Just coming back from the gym. Like everything. Okay.
Making us all
Well,
feel bad about that.
no, it's okay because I was in a rush trying to get home from the gym. Or you want me giving that shot?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Wield 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 powerful blades atop living okay. Wield powerful blades atop living titan worlds. Xenoblades Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated teen for teen.
Okay. Now it sounds like you're getting a little self-conscious about your read. I can kind of hear that now. You don't feel as confident to start and to continue the read all the way through.
Oh no,
Again, well, I mean that's just the way that it came off. I don't know if that I don't know if that's the case, whatever the case may be. But it just sounds like you're not feeling as confident in the read as you had before.
oh, I
Again,
feel confident just trying. Oh, I feel confident. I just trying to find a
okay.
quiet place.
Okay. So are you in a quieter place, a place that you feel more comfortable giving us a read?
Yeah, I should be like outside where I can't hear no voices inside the house because people are talking inside the house.
Okay. All right. So then go ahead and give us another read.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and play. Nintendo Switch. Rated T for teen.
All right. Yeah, that was a really solid read.
Yeah, you should read out there.
So let's make one more change. Okay, that was a good solid read. We want to change one thing with your tone on the first two lines.
Okay.
What we heard was wield powerful blades atop living titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So they both went down and they kind of ended on the same note. All right.
Okay.
So try and end atop living titan worlds, kind of flat across like that, and not living titan worlds, but straight living titan worlds. And
living titan worlds. Okay.
No. Living titan worlds.
Living titan world.
Living titan worlds.
Living titan world.
You're dropping worlds down to a lower to you're using what we'll say downspeak to finish the sentence.
All right.
Keep them even at the same level. Living titan worlds.
Living titan world.
You're still doing it. You're going living titan worlds.
Okay.
Put your hand up when you're talking and just run it at the same level. Just kind of 1, 2, 3, same level.
Right, same level. Okay. Try and bring it up a notch.
One note through the whole thing. Living Titan worlds. Not living Titan worlds.
Okay.
Put your hand up like this, and just go living Titan worlds. Just where your hand stays at the same level and your voice will follow.
All right.
Not down, straight across.
All right, right here.
Well, wherever you start, just stay even.
All right. Living Titan worlds.
You never moved your hand. It stayed in one spot.
Living Titan.
Living
Titan.
Living
Titan?
Living Titan World.
I'm hearing 1, 2, 3.
Living Titan World.
Great. That was it.
That was it?
That was it.
Yeah, but world has an S on it though.
And then for the title for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, do the same thing.
Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Hold. Okay. I'm gonna be right back real quick. Mind if I do it in a couple? Mind if I do it while y'all do it?
Let's
I'll be
put
right back.
Janet.
Well, Janet said she's just listening in for right now because she's out with family. So unfortunately, she's not going to be taking over. But I would like to, I guess, as a little bit of an aside right now, something that's a little different than what we've done before. Don't worry, Janet. She says sorry. It's okay. We don't hold it against you this time. Next time, we want to hear our 2-time award winner Janet Peters read this script for us. Because I haven't been on for a while, and I've been missing you guys. So let's go ahead and talk about it. What were some things that sort of occurred to you as you were reading through this? Like, what were some things that maybe, if you were to take another read, you'd like to try different, or you have another question about?
I'll tell you what. One thing that stuck with me on Andrea's read. If she'd done another read, I'd have pulled powerful back. Everybody seemed to hit powerful and a little too much punch on it. Like we'd hear wield powerful blades. Almost everybody did.
Yeah. It had that tendency to make you want to do that. But
On the last 4, nobody did it but Andrea, but the Atop Living Titan Worlds just had a flow to it that nobody else's reads had. We were all trying to hit some other part of Living Titan Worlds or something. So that stuck out to me on her read. I thought John Stafford's observation on the kind of how much space between play and Nintendo is important to get the double entendre in there. So that's worth practicing and examining and considering on, future copy you look at.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious, Andrea. What have you gotten from this so far? What are some things that you feel like maybe you'd like to consider or bring up with the coach?
Just that there's so many different ways of reading it.
I lost them.
Janet,
that's exactly what we call
hello.
Did not lose
Janet.
us.
Never disappoints.
Oh my.
Just to let you know, Janet, we definitely did hear that outburst. I'm sorry, Andrea. Go ahead. What was that?
I'm sorry, I completely forgot the question. What
is something that you either picked up from this or something that you'd like to maybe approach your coach about? Something that you feel you might need a little bit of extra attention or work?
There's just so many different ways of reading it, so it's kind of difficult to know which way to go, especially when you only have direction, movie trailer style and tone. That's it. So it'd be nicer to know when we get these, do they actually go into more depth on what we're going to be seeing?
Nope, not often.
Times less.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's probably one of the main things that's going to be brought up is your personal acting career in VO is definitely going to be marked by the choices that you make throughout when you read scripts. You're going to have to do a lot of the interpretation and legwork yourself. You're sometimes going to have to try to find things out just by context alone. So it's very rare that you'll receive anything more than just a few sentences. And sometimes it'll be even more confusing because they'll throw out a celebrity name and then you think, oh, great, I have to sound like the celebrity. But, and that could throw you off even farther. So
a lot of times they're looking for the attitude of that celebrity,
yeah.
not
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah,
the
not
voice.
an impression. And I love to do impressions myself. So whenever I would see in the celebrity name, I would instantaneously want to just go into, all right, all right, all right. If they said Matthew McConaughey, and it's like, no, no, that's not what we want. We want you to have that feel, but not that sound. So, yeah.
We want the George Burns voice of God, not the Morgan Freeman voice of God.
I think I can pull off the George Burns better than I could Morgan Freeman any day.
It's absolute heaven when they send you the music that's going to be in the spot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you're going to get a range of things. Generally, if it's a non-union script, if it's a non-union audition, you're not going to receive a whole lot of input on it. You're not going to get a whole lot of extra detail. It's usually going to be a line or two. If it's a union script or if it's a more established company, sometimes they will. I have received audition scripts that actually have the visuals that they're going to use sort of listed out. Sometimes they'll actually block off scenes and whatnot, but those are more of the exception than they are the rule. Most of the time, you're going to receive just a couple of lines at most. If it's a character, sometimes they'll give you what's called the character slide, which is the photo of the character and a background, or and some of their background and some of their story and the context around what you're saying. Sometimes, most of the time, you're probably not going to get something like that. So you're going to have to do a lot of imagining and a lot of the legwork yourself, unfortunately. And yeah, there are plenty of approaches to it. But again, I would say don't worry so much about the sound of your voice. Worry more about the placement of your attitude when you approach a script, regardless of what it is.
So Andrea, it sounds like you've been doing a lot of studying lately. Maybe script interpretation would be a good direction to head in.
Okay.
It is an important aspect of, nailing an audition. I think purposefully sometimes things are left off to see how you will interpret it, what your instincts are. And here, a lot of times we just get a raw script. There's no, it's rare actually that we get any direction at all. And we'll each do our own separate take on it and discuss, okay, why did you do it that way? I mean, how are you envisioning the scene? What have you? And it makes really good conversation of, how did you read this script? So it's all part of the process of learning.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Do you have any specific?
I wanted to say one more thing to Andrea. I've been with a lot of coaches, and I think it's kind of a standard thing that you hear with all the coaches. And when you hear that, it's something important. But they say when you're trying to figure this out, you make a decision and you go with it all the way through. So whatever character you pick, whatever scene you're in, whatever smells there are, you keep that all the way through so you don't change the character up like I did during my read. But so, and it has to be a strong choice. If you go like, I'm kind of doing this character and I'm kind of not, then you're middle of the road where everybody else is and you're not going to book it.
Okay.
So Andrew, you were asking about potential resources. Was that the direction you were going to go?
Yeah. Well, John said something about script study, so I was wondering if he had any recommendations specifically.
Script interpretation, you mean?
Yes.
Not specifically. I don't know how many books you've read or by who, but some of the professionals that have been in the business for a long time, they'll cover all those subjects in their books. And just if you're concerned about interpretation, then focus on that.
Okay.
And the internet is your friend, and there's other resources out there on the internet. Maybe we could talk about it after the recording's finished.
I think improv is one of the best places to help you with that.
Absolutely.
Because you're making up stories. What I play with my wife sometimes I'll say, just give me something that's going on. There's a man walking down the street in the city and he's by the big buildings. Okay. So then I got to come up with a backstory of why he's there, what's going on and all that. And just that practice of just pretending and making up that story to get him to that point helps a lot, because then when you get to a script, then you can do the same thing.
Okay, great.
Thank you. My dialect coach has a great thing that he does for picking out the operatives, as he calls them, the keywords that you want to highlight in the script. And that's that he takes a paragraph and he figures out which are the actual operatives, and then he'll read it two different ways. One where he highlights the non-operative words, and the other where he highlights the correct ones. We can talk about it at the end too. I've actually got his sheet up in front of me, but the difference between the two when you have the correct ones versus the wrong ones means if you only pull out those highlighted words, the audience still understands what you were talking about.
So Vincent is back. Vincent, would you like to take back over?
Yes, please.
All right.
Hey, real quick, I'm going to put a link in the chat to an improv class, only $10, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh,
awesome.
An improv class?
Yeah, it's in the chat right now. But go ahead and read for us.
Okay. Wield powerful blades atop living Titan worlds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Switch and Play. Nintendo Switch. Rated Teen for Teens.
Right. I would say pretty solid read.
Yeah,
What did
sounded
everybody
way
else
more
think?
comfortable. Sounded very comfortable with it.
Went off and practiced.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing beats a good rehearsal. I mean, seriously. I mean, even though I improvise pretty much most of what I do, I always have a rehearsal take that I do. Always. And it helps to get you right up underneath where you need to be. So.
Okay. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Thank y'all.
Well, you did a fantastic job, and I think that wraps it all up.
That wraps it up. All right.
And I want to read it a couple more times till 9.
Well, we'll go ahead and see if anybody wants to read afterwards, but I think we have a good solid session recorded so far. So
Okay.
Nathan, go ahead.
All right. Well, hey guys, that's been another really good mic check. And hey, if you don't want to miss out on this, we're here Monday nights. We stopped doing the Thursday thing. So we're here Monday nights. And hey, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and hey, become Patreon patrons if you're able to, because wow, the things we can do here with all that Patreon sponsorship. We get coaches in, actual live coaches, because we're not coaches ourselves, but we get them in here and they can help you get a good leg up too. So, hey, come on, practice with us, and we'll see you next time.
Join us every Monday for free script practice. You can also find the Mic Check on Facebook and Twitter. If you liked what you saw, then subscribe for more.